everybody. Rowan Smith with the Mortgage Center. I'm going to talk today about down payment. I was in the gym and I was running on the treadmill beside a couple of people who were talking about buying a home recently, and the one was lamenting to the other that the whole deal had fallen apart simply because their down payment. And I immediately, of course, had to listen in on this conversation and eavesdrop. And the gist of it was that they were borrowing some of the money from a friend and a little bit of money from their parents, and they were going to pay it all back, and they had the money to pay it back. But it wasn't clearly documentable to them, and so whoever was handling the financing just got squeamish about it and decided they didn't want to do it. Now, this brings me to the point of how important is down payment. Well, it's vital. It's the capital you're putting into the deal as security. It's your your skin in the deal, if you will. It's what's going to hurt or not hurt if you walk away or get foreclosed on. So naturally, the source of that down payment is very important. If you're trying to borrow that money from somewhere, you can do so long as you can service the debt that you're taking on as the mortgage and the debt that you're taking on to bring the down payment in. A lot of people will use 5% down, they'll borrow it from a line of credit or a credit card, and they'll say to me, well, here you go, here's the down payment. And I say, well, where'd you get it from? And they go, well, I took it from my line of credit. And I go, whoa, okay, well, you barely qualified for the purchase, but now you don't qualify because you've got another payment you have to build into it. And the client's going, well, I can afford it. Now, you might be able to afford it, but you're not qualifying for it. The bank has very specific guidelines on this fact. So you're allowed to borrow the down payment, but you have to be able to qualify for it. You do pay a slightly higher CMHC premium as well if you're borrowing the down payment, whether it's from parents or whatever else. A better move is to have your family gift you those dollars. So if your family's trying to help you to buy a home, have them write up a gift letter. We can provide it to you. It just simply says that there's an auto-repayable loan. And as long as that's the truth, there's nothing wrong with getting money gifted to you. But gifts have to really come from people that's reasonable to get a gift from. I don't get a gift from one of my buddies. I get a gift from mom or dad or sister or grandparents. Really a blood relation with kind of one step away from you, your mother, father, sister, or your grandparents in that case. So a gifted down payment's fine. Alternatively, you could be looking at your own savings. Now, we often have to prove where those savings have been. And if you've been transferring money all over different accounts, it can get very confusing, so don't do that. What you want to do is if you've got your savings, leave them in the account that they're going to sit in. The banks are typically going to want anywhere from 30 to 90 days, usually 90, of history of those down payment funds. Where were they? And you may say to them, well, why does it matter where they were? Why does the bank even care? Well, the bank has an obligation to make sure that the funds are not coming from some illegal source or proceeds of crime, that you didn't get the money from a drug sale or human trafficking. Or I know it sounds extreme, but this is what they actually have to look for. They have to make sure that these dollars are legitimate funds that are in a bank account that have cleared all of the FinTrack regulations, which involves money laundering, proceeds of crime, and all that. So when we ride you about, hey, we need bank statements, and hey, we need proof of where your down payment's coming from, first, you should expect it, and B, we as brokers don't care where your down payment's coming from. We just want to get you the best mortgage you can at the best rates, and we want to get you in there as easy as possible. We're not here to make your life difficult. The banks unfortunately have an obligation, and we just have to pass that obligation on to you. If you have any questions about down payment, what's acceptable, what's not, give me a call. My phone number is 604-657-6775, and I'm Rowan Smith for the Mortgage Center.